Is this true? 2023 has been a bumper year for BYD's automotive division. From January to October, the cumulative sales of BYD have reached 2.37 million units, with October even setting a monthly record of 300,000 units. Recently, the 6 millionth BYD new energy vehicle also rolled off the production line. In addition, 2023 has been the year with the most rapid overseas expansion for BYD's automotive division. In countries such as Brazil, Singapore, Thailand, and Colombia, BYD has firmly established itself as the leader in sales. In fact, in May 2021, BYD officially announced its plan to expand its passenger vehicle business overseas. In just over 2 years, through a series of major initiatives such as large-scale exports, land acquisition for manufacturing plants, and active participation in international auto shows, BYD's vehicles have traversed the globe. In 2022, BYD Group's revenue reached 424.01 billion yuan, with the automotive business contributing over 300 billion, accounting for more than 76% of the total revenue. This clearly demonstrates that the automotive division is the main source of revenue for BYD Group. It is easy to forget that BYD's origins lie in battery manufacturing, and that BYD's initial foray into international markets was not with automobiles, but with batteries. In 1995, BYD was established in a small workshop in Shenzhen, primarily focused on researching and developing mobile phone batteries. The European subsidiary of BYD was established in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, in 1998, followed by entry into the US market in 1999. In September 2000, BYD became Motorola's first lithium-ion battery supplier in China, and subsequently served as a supplier to companies such as Nokia and Ericsson. In 2003, Wang Chuanfu, whose net worth had already exceeded 10 billion renminbi, defied conventional wisdom by acquiring Qinxi Automobile, officially entering the automotive industry. At that time, BYD primarily produced traditional fuel vehicles, but its original intention was to produce electric vehicles. In the first decade of venturing into the new energy industry, BYD's new energy vehicle business had yet to gain momentum, and its new energy strategy had faced considerable scrutiny. Without the emotional support of responsibility and faith and similar sentiments, it would have been difficult to persevere. In 2009, BYD acquired Hunan Midea Bus Manufacturing Company, Limited, obtaining the qualification to produce electric buses. In 2010, BYD launched the urban public transportation electrification strategy and began promoting new energy buses and taxis globally. Although BYD's expansion into the automotive industry was not as rapid as its entry into the battery industry, it wasn't until 2013 that BYD began exporting complete vehicles, starting with commercial vehicles. Similarly to its battery business, the first destination was the Netherlands. At that time, the Dutch government aimed to replace the island's public transport with electric buses to reduce environmental pollution. In the first public tender for electric buses in Europe in 2012, BYD successfully won the bid for this order. Of course, securing this order was not easy. BYD conducted trial operations of electric vehicles, demonstrating to the Europeans that its core battery technology and R&D capabilities were top-notch. In addition, it also communicated with local governments and operators, not only providing products but also helping to establish a complete electric bus operation system. After numerous attempts and overcoming various challenges, BYD eventually gained recognition from European operators and governments. Subsequently, in July of the following year, BYD successfully secured an order for 35 pure electric buses at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. after the operation of the 35 BYD pure electric buses at Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands. Countries such as the United Kingdom, the United States, and Japan, traditionally known for their strong automotive industries, began introducing BYD's electric buses. By the end of 2022, BYD had delivered over 85,000 pure electric commercial vehicles globally, and its commercial vehicles have entered markets where traditional Chinese automobiles face difficulties. Take the United States, for example. BYD has a presence in more than 30 states and has captured 80% of the electric bus market in the country, even establishing manufacturing plants. It should be noted that, for China, the United States is not a market with a particularly friendly operating environment. Undoubtedly, BYD's commercial vehicle overseas expansion strategy has been successful, and BYD's electric buses have already occupied a significant portion of the global market. While commercial vehicles flourished overseas, the proportion of BYD's commercial vehicle production declined from 2019 to 2022, driven by the rapid expansion of passenger vehicle production capacity. By using commercial vehicles as a breakthrough point to enter difficult markets such as Europe, the United States, and Japan, BYD has accumulated brand reputation and commercial partners, gaining advantages in marketing channels. It then smoothly entered the passenger vehicle market. This strategy was implemented by BYD for over a decade. Entering the overseas market with new energy vehicles is something BYD has to do and must do. As the saying goes, instant breakthroughs are the result of long-term accumulation, and it is the right time to carry out this task. In May 2021, BYD officially announced its plan to enter the passenger vehicle market overseas. A year prior to this plan, BYD had already cooperated with RSA, a leading local automotive distributor group in Norway. RSA became BYD's exclusive distributor of passenger vehicles in Europe, responsible for the sales agency of the BYD Tang EV model in Norway. Norway became the first pilot market for BYD's expansion into the European passenger vehicle sector. In August 2021, BYD delivered the first Tang EV in Norway, and by December of the same year, they successfully delivered the 1,000th Tang EV in Norway. Choosing Norway is logical as it is one of the few European countries with an electric vehicle market share exceeding 50%. Furthermore, Norway does not carry the burden of a traditional automobile industry, making it highly conducive to the popularization of new energy vehicles. Starting from Norway, BYD's passenger vehicle overseas expansion began and subsequently expanded into other European countries, as well as the Asia-Pacific, Americas, and Middle Eastern markets. In the second half of 2022, BYD's overseas expansion seemed to accelerate significantly. The speed and scale were remarkable, as BYD's new energy passenger vehicles were already present in 55 countries and regions, including Japan, Germany, Australia, Brazil, and the United Arab Emirates. In July 2022, BYD announced its entry into the Japanese passenger vehicle market. In August, they entered Germany and Sweden. Additionally, they launched the first batch of pure electric taxis in Thailand, marking their entry into the Southeast Asian market. In October, BYD made a high-profile appearance at the Paris Motor Show. 2022 was BYD's first year of overseas expansion, and it was a busy year for BYD. They had to adapt their exports and management strategies to suit different regions, more than 50 countries, and markets. So, what were the results of this busy period? Data speaks for itself. BYD has already achieved sales leadership in multiple countries in the overseas market. As of September this year, in Thailand, the BYD Atto 3 Yuan Plus has held the title of the best-selling electric vehicle for 8 consecutive months. In Singapore, BYD has achieved the cumulative best-selling electric vehicle from January to August. In Colombia, BYD has won the cumulative best-selling new energy vehicle title from January to August. Furthermore, in August, BYD dominated the new energy vehicle market in Brazil, occupying the top 3 spots in the pure electric vehicle sales rankings. It's worth mentioning that BYD's overseas achievements go beyond just quantity, they also include quality and price. In terms of quality, BYD has received high praise from many European media outlets in their product evaluations. DW, a mainstream European television station, published a review titled BYD Atto 3 Super Safe Chinese Electric Car. In pricing, BYD has positioned itself at a high-end level in Europe, known as the birthplace of the noble automotive industry. The prices are not only about twice as high as equivalent models in China, but have also surpassed the price range of similar German BBA models. In the Southeast Asian market, BYD's pricing is relatively more affordable. As we can see, BYD has adopted different pricing strategies based on the economic differences in different regions. This strategy is easily explainable. The new energy vehicle market in Southeast Asia is still in its early stages of development, and consumer habits need to be nurtured. In this case, cost-effectiveness becomes particularly important. On the other hand, the European market is already mature and requires a high-end positioning to showcase the brand's appeal in terms of intelligence. It needs to differentiate itself from local brands and attract consumers. In 2023, BYD's overseas initiatives showed significant changes. BYD started building factories overseas. Exporting products while establishing localized production is the dual path BYD takes in its global strategy for 2023. In March of this year, BYD laid the foundation for its production base in Thailand, with production operations expected to begin in 2024. The annual production capacity is estimated to be around 150,000 vehicles. This will be BYD's first overseas passenger vehicle production base. In the same month, Michael Xu, BYD's European president, mentioned in an interview that they are searching for new factories or considering acquiring existing ones, and the first European factory might be located in Germany, France, Spain, Poland, Hungary, or other countries. In July, BYD announced the establishment of a large-scale production base complex in Camaçari, Brazil, including a new energy passenger vehicle production factory. The factory is planned to have an annual production capacity of 150,000 vehicles, with production expected to start in the second half of 2024. Building factories overseas is not just about manufacturing in foreign countries, but deeply integrating with the political, economic, and cultural aspects of the local market. Compared to simple exports, it is more challenging and comes with higher risks. However, localized production is an essential part of the globalization process, and BYD has just taken this step in 2023. Its overseas dominance in the passenger vehicle market has only just begun. Since formally announcing the plan to go global in May 2021, it has been less than 3 years. But BYD has already successfully entered over 50 markets in the 4 major regions of Europe, Asia-Pacific, Americas, and Middle East and Africa. Although the timeline is short and the number of markets is large, BYD's overseas expansion has been systematic and steady. Looking at the global brand influence, BYD, as a player in the electrification of transportation, competes with Tesla in the new energy vehicle market. Additionally, Tesla has a higher level of localization than BYD. In terms of revenue, Tesla's overseas revenue already accounts for more than half of its total revenue, while BYD still generated 78% of its revenue from the domestic market in 2022. So BYD still has a long way to go in its overseas expansion. However, it is worth anticipating that for BYD, all of this has just begun.